Hello and welcome to episode 4 of How to Code. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at functions and how we can use them in our codes. So, first you're going to want to go into view and open your output if you don't have that open. This is really important so we can see what goes on in the script. So, now once you get your output open, we can start. First, not a local script, just put in a script inside of service, and there we go. You now have your script open. Now, what do we do first to create a function? Well, you want to type in local function, and then let's do add numbers, and then we'll do num. We're going to do num1 and num2. So this can be called whatever you want, and these two things can be called whatever you want, but you'll have to keep these in mind. You'll have to keep these you'll see. I recommend just following along and renaming everything to what I named them. Okay, once you do that, let's do local answer is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, and then what we do is print answer. Okay, but if we play this right now, we should get nothing, right? Why we get nothing is because these things don't really have anything. These aren't really numbers. They're just like a value. They're just like words that mean nothing right now. So how we're going to do this is we're going to have to go add numbers, and then we're going to go 1 and 1. And then when we press play, as you can see, we'll get 2. Pretty much how this works is this is like this part of the code, right? This is like one whole code section here. So pretty much it will like search for numbers like these two numbers, right? And then it will like, okay, it knows, okay, how do I say this? Okay, so pretty much we set the value of this. Okay, so add numbers. Let's start from square one. Add numbers, right? We haven't defined these two numbers yet. But right down here at the bottom, it checks at the bottom and sees, okay, this word matches this word. Okay, now we can set a value to this number, and we'll set a value to this word, which will be 1 and 1. We could also do this multiple times, like add number 2 and 2. And now when we play, it will do 1 and 1 and 2 and 4. So just like that. This is really useful because it can make it easier to print really long text. Like for example, we could like do this, and then we could do 4, and then we can do 8, and then we can do 16, and then we can do 32, and then we could do 64. Whoops, there we go, 64. And then we can go 128 plus, and then 128. So you won't have to like physically type in print this plus this every time. You just have to copy and paste this, just change the numbers on the inside, which is much faster. And there you go, we get all of the answers for everything. 2, 4s, 8, 16, 32, and then so on, as you see. Very useful. Okay, now that we sort of have the basic of this, we could also do something else, which we could check. We could like place down a delay. So if we type in delay, and then we could delay it by 2 seconds, right? And then we go function. We'll delete this one, we don't need that. We're gonna go delay to function delay time. Then we could do print delay time, right? And then we press play, it will print the exact delay time. So right, that's the exact time it's been delayed. We could also switch this up and do math.random and then 1 through 5, and then we can see the exact delay time it chose. So we just wait. It chose 4. This is the exact delay time it chose, or the exact number that I decided to choose. Okay. But let's say that you want to only run something, what if you want to run something for like a player, so like when a player joins? Well, this is really cool because what we could do is we could find out what the player is. So what we can do is we can go game.players.player added. This means that it's searching for players in the game, which is right here. And then when the player gets added, we can connect to the server and then function player. Right here, this can be also PLR, as you might see in codes, or player. These are the two most common things you'll find here. Sometimes you might find P, but usually I like to put PLR. But for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to put player because it's just makes more sense to beginner coders like what I'm teaching to you. Okay, right. Then we could do is print. We could do this. Or actually no, let's do player dot dot and then this. Well, actually first we have to go player dot name dot dot has joined the game, and then we're gonna press play. As you can see, whoops, we forgot to put a space there because these dot dots, it like conjoins the two words together. So what we have to do is we have to put a space in, or we could just separate that by a comma, and then it'll automatically give us a space. There we go. Dr. Klops2 has joined the game, which is my username, right? That's right. Even though it says vertical, we could find the display name in a different way, but that will require a bit more. That's a bit bigger of a challenge. We could also edit this code, so what we could do is we could also go game.players.player removing. This will check if a player is being removed from the game, and then we're gonna connect and then function player. I'm just gonna go put PLR here to show there's no difference. As long as these two match, then there's no difference, right? And then we could do is print player plr.name, and then has left the game. And then when we hit play, it will show has joined the game, and then we press stop, has left the game. Really cool. This could also be used for like, we could also make a delay. So we could also do is let's see here. We could also do something like, see, now that we have like, now that we know what like the player is, we could also go local who is. We could also do it this way. Local who is equal to player dot we could, as you can see, there's a lot of different things we could do. We could do idle chatted, right? Player added, player scripts. There's a lot of different things like player respond, dev mouse lock. But let's do player dot user ID, and then if we go print, let's go print. No, let's change this to user. Let's change this to ID. Local ID is equal to. Let's go print user. No, let's do player dot name. So Dr. Klops2 has a user. Dr. Klops user ID is comma and then ID. And then when we join in, it should do, there you go. Now let's say my user ID, which is right here. Right? It'll show like the user ID, which this can be cool if you want to like see if someone bought a Game Pass, which we could do that in later scripts. This is pretty much like the main basics of functions. You could do this more, there's more advanced things you could do with this, but this is like the basic thing. Anyways, that's pretty much what I have to show you guys today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we're going to be taking a look at part properties, which that's going to be really cool too. Anyways, I'll see you then.